Say the same for Irvine as they are in blue. Number 7 in blue, Micah Goss, will get us started from the service line. The 6'6" middle from Santa Barbara, California. That's Rogers taking the first swing for the Cardinals. A 3-person block. And Coach Mike Iadolo said to us, what's underrated? The physicality. His guys are a lot taller than the opponent thinks.
Ball State playing way above the net. Rogers a great attack high into the block, and they follow that up with a triple block straight down on Jokanovic.
There's Rogers, 5th in the nation in kills this season. Back-to-back blocks for Ball State. How good have they been atop the twine?
6'9" Ryan Lewis, 6'10" Will Patterson, way above the net, closing that block well. Jokanovic denied back-to-back times to start us off.
Averaging 2.5 blocks per set, the Cardinals are. That is 6th best in the nation. In for Trevor Clark, 2nd in the nation in attack percentage at .501. Cameron Costi finds him. There's Coach Iandolo, the 2026 AVCA National Coach of the Year. His first year running things for a program where he had been an assistant coach since 2022. A quick set and a rundown for Costi. Number 9 in blue, the freshman from France, Andre Jokanovic, the Big West Freshman of the Year, gets a score.
Jokanovic leads this Anteater squad in almost every offensive category. It's taken him 3 swings, but he's able to find the floor finally.
Here is Costi. His father, John, is the head coach at Stanford. A little revenge sent on back. Ryan Lewis, his 700th swing of the season, stopped in his tracks. Irvine has a lead.
Great read there from Trevor Clark, able to close that block as Jokanovic able to press over and get that block.
Costi will serve at Rogers. And an out-of-system swing and a beautiful strike for number 3 in red, Will Basilio.
Lucas Machado sets out of system there on the dime.
David Niffen, his 14th season, the first year he was the head coach. He won the national championship 2013 here at Pauley, back in a familiar place. Clark getting it through the middle, and that is something that Irvine does extremely well, feeding the big men up the middle.
2 for 2 for Clark early on here. The slower set, Costi able to put it high enough where Clark can go over the top.
Jokanovic misses the serve there. He was also named AVCA Newcomer of the Year.
Jokanovic leads his team with both service errors and aces, so you can expect Jokanovic to rip it from the service line all night.
Here's Lewis, 6'9" opposite. Well, Darcy will get a swing from that right side. Miscommunication, and that ball dies right in front of the first-team AVCA All-American Shane Aiken.
Basilio able to find the donut there, out of system. Ball State had to attack slowly, but Basilio able to put it right in the donut.
Ball State, they're 26-4 on the year, and are with a 5-match winning streak. They've won 11 of 12, and they could be winning 12 in a row if not for losing a 5th setter 18-16 in March. And second contact was off for Basilio. Andreas Brink had a career night in the regional final. The freshman from Denmark, 17 kills at .483 in the win against UCLA.
And for a freshman, Brink played so cool, calm, and collected down the stretch. You see him, great pace on his approach there, able to swing deep into the court.
Clark will serve at Basilio. Rogers taking flight from long range. That is something that Irvine doesn't do a lot of the BIC.
Patrick Rogers, one of the best big attackers in the country. Lucas Machado is going to establish the middle of the court on offense, whether that be with middle front or middle back.
Here's Basilio serving away into center back for Jokanovic. Straight on down, a speedy set to the outside for Brink, who comes in with a lot of beach volleyball experience.
Brink can do it all, and his beach experience, Brian, is going to be what's making him so successful. You see him attack the hole in the block there, able to bounce it straight to the Terraflex.
Serve coming over to Victor Scherer. Darcy will have to set, and chaos ensuing on the Ball State side.
Rogers attacks there out of system.
Costi back to Brink. The cover there from Costi. Minimal approach and tooling it soundly. Off the block, they had him surrounded. It didn't matter for the freshman.
I love that swing from Brink there. Goes cross-body down the line, able to get that outside arm of Lucas Machado off the block, out of bounds.
Irvine leading the all-time series 7-4. There's the joust, won by Goss. Aitken will step in for that second contact. A D-ball, and Ryan Lewis gets the job done, coming off a team-high 16 kills versus Pepperdine. How good has Ball State been with their hitting percentage? #1 in the nation.
Coach Iandolo told us, Brian, that his offense is like his baby. He nurtured it all season, and it's the best in the country. It's paying off early here in Pauley, and Ball State looking to get into their groove.
They're going to wipe some of the perspiration off the court. First of 2 national semifinals. Savitsky Lind is preparing to serve. The 6'7" junior has not played a match since April 9th versus Lewis, and then he gets a start in the Final Four.
Coach Iandolo mentioned that match against Lewis was a wake-up call for this Ball State team, and that's what they needed, and now they're playing their best ball.
Hustle to keep that one going for Irvine. Will Patterson gets his first swing, the 6'10" junior, and a score.
Will Patterson had one of his best matches of his career against Pepperdine. 12 kills, 11 blocks, and he's able to get his first kill early here in Los Angeles.
Savitsky Lind continues at the service line, and not for very long.
Levitsky Lind at 6'7". Coach Iandolo going a little smaller in the middle, but he's got a ton of depth in the middle position. He's going to switch it up if he doesn't like the look here early on.
Andreas Brink, off speeder to Basilio. Quick little feed into Patterson. Jokanovic. He'll get the score, but it's going to be a point anyway for Irvine because there was a net violation called on the Cardinals.
The out-of-system setting there, Andreas Brink put that right where Jokanovic wants it, and he's able to go over the top of the block, out of bounds for the second time here early on.
Jokanovic, high volume hitter, according to Coach Niffen. Rogers, the recipient of the serve, and he'll go right back at it. Coach Iandolo was raving about Rogers' reception abilities, and he showed it there.
Rogers goes from pass to attack so seamlessly, goes 4-4, challenging the defense of Jokanovic there, and Jokanovic just not ready.
There's Lucas Machado from Brazil, the junior. Darcy. Options for Machado. And a high ball for Jokanovic. A touch from Victor Scherer, who transferred from Quincy and Central State, but it's a point and a score out of system for Irvine.
First time we've seen Roger go down the line as Jokanovic just goes straight into the deep angle, out of reach of Scherer.
So many kills for Jokanovic are in out of system situations in that left front position. Goss ripping the serve. We had some contact atop the net.
Machado contacts that one above the net. Jokanovic, the front row attacker, is able to go up and get that one. That's his ball on top of the tape. as Machado is in the back row. Point Irvine.
Micah Goss had the match-clinching kill for Irvine in the opening round of the NCAAs against Penn State.
Couple great serves from Goss here.
Costi will tee up Darcy, the senior from Australia. Out of kilter, and a free ball is donated over. The court vision for Jokanovic. It wasn't the perfect set, but it worked anyway.
Jokanovic has to slow himself down here on the right side of your screen. A little stutter step, but that high line shot deep into the court is going to be money for the Anteaters.
An early timeout, 2022. There's only one difference in terms of teams there. You switch out UCLA for UC Irvine. Goss serving down the line to Basilio. Jokanovic attacks the block. Off of Costi, and that is smart decision making for Will Patterson, who's not the biggest jumper, but his window is so big, according to Coach Iandolo.
That's why Coach Iandolo loves him as an attacker. Lucas Machado can miss left, miss right, miss high, miss low, and he's going to put the ball away like we just saw.
Rogers bringing the firepower at Jokanovic. 3 blocks already for Ball State, and up there was Patterson and Lewis, and they are in synergy for the stuff.
Even on a perfect pass, Costi to Jokanovic, the read there from Patterson is a great one, and he's able to seal that block. Huge point for Ball State.
They are out blocking Irvine 3-1. Ball State is. The fake. Clark will have to set. And just inside the antenna from Jokanovic.
Great touch at the net in the middle by Costi.
Rogers up and over on one. Darcy takes the kill away. Jokanovic, he points at Lewis after he finished the point on his terms.
Jokanovic so sassy at the net, able to go high line multiple times early on here. Ball State at a certain point is going to have to pull their hands and just move their middle back defender into that corner of the court.
He took both pointer fingers and went right to Lewis and said, take that. Machado will go back row. An obliterated set. It was clobbered by Rogers.
That's the bread and butter of the Cardinals offense right there. Great pass. Machado has all 4 options, and Patrick Rogers is screaming out of middle back. 2 for 2 on the big so far. His 3rd kill, that makes him 4th in the nation now in kills, passing Sean Kelly, who was at 396 on the year, and Rogers has 397. Darcy, finally a starter. He had been coming off the bench the last few years, and they need a lot out of him. Will Darcy is so tall at 6'10" that as long as Costi keeps him high and off the net, Darcy can go wherever he wants off the block that time for the kill. Off speed from Jokanovic, perhaps overthinking a little bit there. Both teams with 2 service errors. Jokanovic trying to put some off-speed serves in front of the Cardinals offense to throw him off balance there. Ryan Lewis, 6 swings, 1 kill, bringing the firepower. Jokanovic from long range. How about Scherer to get underneath that one? Irvine stopping Lewis in his tracks, getting just enough in front of that attack from off the net. Clark and Brink with a great block there on the D-ball. But I love the attack. Costi goes to Jokanovic on the bick, and that puts a lot of pressure on the Cardinal defense. Turning and firing and missing is Savitsky Lind, who is hitting .500 on the year. Got a decent look there. Savitsky Lind just turns that crossbody too far out of bounds. Needs to simplify his attack. A D-ball for Lewis. And don't think there was the elevation on that one. Into the net, the attacking error. And we're going to stay here. Ball State has used their 2nd and final timeout.
of this opening set. They are hitting 148 to Irvine's 320. Here's the last point.
Brian Lewis just a little bit low swing there into the net. Coach Iandolo mentioned that when Lewis is playing his best ball, it's when his errors are low, it's going to increase momentum down the stretch here in the first set.
Patrick Rogers, 3 of 8. Coach Niffen of Irvine, we were talking to him before the match, and there he is. Said that Patrick Rogers is the Michael Jordan of men's college volleyball. Harry, that is not something you just throw out there.
If Rogers is the Michael Jordan, then there's got to be a LeBron James of men's volleyball this season. I'll take your pick, Brian, who that is, but as long as we're here, this match, Patrick Rogers, he can do it from anywhere on the court, especially if he gets going at the service line. It's going to be a long night for the Anteater passers.
Clark serves away. Basilio with 2 hands, smartly uses the block to his advantage.
Jokanovic asking the up ref for a double, but that looked pretty clean. A little sticky in his hands, but the refs are going to let that go today all night long.
Well, Basilio air-free, hitting 600. Steep to Goss, and Scherer is popping that one up.
Great recycle there from Rogers.
Beyond 2 from Machado. Cover from Aiken, second touch Costi. Ping-ponged around, and the block, too formidable. Machado, Savitsky Lind towering over the Irvine attack.
I think Goss actually found a way to fit that one through the block, but the out-of-system set, Goss went back set the first time, and then he chooses to attack and just fits that one underneath the block.
You're right. It happened so quickly. Point for Irvine, but a point right back for Ball State. They're hitting right now 129, Ball State. They're the top offensive team in the nation. What is not going their way right now when it comes to that?
The Anteaters are putting a lot of service pressure on the Cardinals, so Lucas Machado is running down some balls out of system. Come the Cardinal attack, if they can lock down their passing, Will Basilio and Victor Scherer in the passing lineup, they're going to be able to get in system a lot more comfortable on the attack side.
Number 1 in red, Tyler Wint is in. Costi going on to the 5th straight match. He has had a kill.
Costi with 61 kills coming in to today's match. Really good numbers for a setter and just a redshirt freshman. He understands the game so well. He sees the blockers, able to dump that one to the floor.
The team considers him, Irvine, the most improved player on the squad. Brink goes to Rogers. Basilio off a trampoline from beyond the 3-meter line. 4 for 6, no errors for him.
Rogers with a good pass there. Basilio left 1 on none practically because they're so worried about Rogers on that left side. Basilio screaming out of middle back.
8 assists for our server, Lucas Machado, who bashes that serve out of play.
Third service error for the Cardinals as they're just looking to muster some momentum going into the second frame here as Micah Goss goes back to serve.
He went 5 of 15 against UCLA, did Goss. Was that a case of him leading with the ball toss a little bit too much?
Too much, and then he's able to, he drops his elbow there, it gets a low contact, puts that in the net. But Irvine here up 4, just got to play side-out volleyball.
Patrick Rogers, the senior from Rutherford, New Jersey. Costi to Clark. Over on 1. In disarray, the Cardinals. And the block was there. Costi and Clark shutting down Ball State. They were out of system and in trouble.
Costi playing way above the net here, throws the first one down. Cardinals get a good dig, but that line attack from Basilio turned back by Cameron Costi.
Cameron Costi. Tough serve, forces the overplay. Into the middle. Clark coming off a career performance, 14 kills on 30 swings in the regional final against UCLA.
Cameron Costi with already 8 assists, 3 digs, and a block. A great serve to go along with it, and then he runs up to the net, sets up Trevor Clark for the kill.
Patterson got fed off a 9th helper from Lucas Machado. How does Ball State get their middles more involved? I know that's not exactly what they're known for, but it worked there.
The passing, I have to go back to the passing. If they can lock down their passing, Machado can spread the ball out, all 4 options. When he's in the front row, Coach Iandolo mentioned he would love to see Machado turn himself into an attacker.
That serve is out of play. Marty Canavan coming in for serving responsibilities. That brings up multiple set points for Irvine, one of 3 Big West teams into the Final Four.
Irvine has played a stellar first set.
A service error, and we've seen both teams plagued by them. Combined 9 service errors amongst both squads. Second set point matriculating here for the Anteaters. Brink goes down the line on the crossbody attack. Basilio blocked again. He started 4 of 6 in his last 2 swings, sent backwards. A great blocking performance for Irvine as they take the first, out blocking Ball State 5-3.
7 errors to go along with it. They're feeling the Anteaters' presence at the net.
Brink, the recipient of the serve. And that second contact is going over. Lewis taking advantage. Shane Aiken played some setter in high school, but the second touch wasn't there for him.
He wishes he could have that set back, but I expect Shane Aiken, first-team All-American, to come back and dime this serve receive if Rogers chooses to go after him.
Rogers, 3 of 9, air free. A booming serve at Brink. Basilio getting underneath it. Aitken will try Jokanovic. Transition opportunity. A solo block. Trevor Clark right there, outshining the attack. His 16th block solo of the campaign.
Trevor Clark, great work with his eyes there. The vision to see Patrick Rogers coming out of middle back right down the middle of your screen, jumping to his left to seal that block.
Costi serves into zone 1. Trouble there, collision between Costi and Clark. How do they clean that up if you're Irvine?
Just communication there. Costi's expecting Clark to transition off the net and come attack, and Clark wants to step in and take this second ball, as Costi just got to make his presence known in the middle of the court.
Patterson serves at Jokanovic. A lot of contact with the net. And that is the second time that Ball State has been called for a net violation.
That's just discipline, Brian. You're playing in a national semifinal match. You've got to be disciplined. Will Darcy is barely attacking this ball. As you can see, Ball State follows into the net.
Pass was on point. Clark putting up a big wall. And a free ball is all that Ball State could muster. A monster swing, a mammoth put down for Clark. He is having himself quite an afternoon.
Trevor Clark can do it all. He gets a big block, goes 15 feet off the net to attack, and it goes straight down. Cameron Costi goes right back to Clark right after they ran into each other. I love that decision from the redshirt freshman setter.
Just a year ago, Clark was playing JUCO volleyball, and now on the big stage. We'll go to Rogers, right in front of Aitken. 4 kills for Rogers, tied for a team high.
Machado went to Rogers on the big, he gets blocked. They run the 40, which is going to be just off the backside of Machado. You see Rogers able to get a clearer path to attack there.
Patterson serves at Aitken this time. On Andreas Brink going outside the block. The line attack did not go too well there, but overall, you like that type of offense for Irvine.
Absolutely, Brian. Brink did a great job in that first set, using the block to his advantage. Doesn't go his way that time, but I expect them to keep using that line attack.
Back to Brink they go. Did not come into Irvine with a lot of indoor volleyball experience, and it's hard to think that was the case.
84 kills up to this point on the season for Brink, as he just goes high line there in the seam. That's going to be open all night for Brink.
Takes it through the block. Basilio as Goss falls down. 4 blocks for Ball State. The first one for them in the second set as they are on patrol by the pin.
Bodies flying all over the place on the UC Irvine side of the net. As long as they can settle down into this second set, they're playing good volleyball. Just got to stress the communication as Basilio goes back to serve.
Aitken with a jump set. Crossbody attempt again. They are really prioritizing Brink with the offense.
I would love to see him attack into the angle. Aitken leaves the set inside the court a little bit. Looked like on purpose, expecting Brink to attack into the angle, and Brink just turns it too far to the line.
Well, Basilio hitting 222. Short arms the serve.
Only 5 service errors apiece so far. Clean volleyball on both sides of the net.
Will Darcy floats it over. On 2 goes Lucas Machado, raved about by his coach for his physicality and his ability to get a good sense of the flow of the offense.
Machado dunks it down with ease as that pass so high and tight on the net. A UC Irvine blocker has to jump with him from now on.
Savitsky Lynn with the serve. Attacking the block. Brink successful this time. The rebound nearly went back and hit him.
Yeah, Brink goes down the line, and he's just aiming for that right arm of Lucas Machado, clearly frustrated that Brink is able to score the kill and bring us back to a 1-point ball game.
Brink to Scherer. Patterson make that Rogers, bringing out the sledgehammer. He is expected to soon enough potentially be on the senior men's national team. That according to his coach, Iandolo.
Patrick Rogers, an all-around volleyball player. 5 kills early on here, hitting .333 in the semifinals.
Jokanovic got it on the outside from Cameron Costi, his 14th assist.
Jokanovic, just such a crafty attacker. He's looking like he's going to attack that ball and swing up until the very last minute, where he just throws that down into the donut, and Basilio doesn't move his feet to the ball.
Micah Goss. Just 1 and 3 for Rogers, and that one goes underneath the net. He comes in like he's going all out, and then it's like a waterfall type of attempt.
Just pulls the string at the last second. Shane Aitken on the bench because Micah Goss is serving. Goss somewhat close to that ball, but as the match goes on, Goss and Clark are going to get closer and closer to picking up those off-speed shots.
That was his 6th kill of the night. He's got exactly 400 on the year. Jokanovic running into traffic. Multiple blockers up there encircling him. 5 blocks apiece for both teams now.
Triple block coming for Ball State as Costi goes out of system, and Jokanovic has to be more creative than that. Gotta use the outside edges of.
Reason why they lost the first set, but the blocking has reared itself, and that's opened up the offense for the Cardinals too.
Lucas Machado distributing the offense much better in this second set thanks to his passers. Will Basilio doing a great job on defense and on offense. 3 digs to go along with 4 kills as Patrick Rogers gets us ready to go here in set 2.
He had back-to-back aces in that come-from-behind win in the regional final against Pepperdine. Clark does it again. He had Patterson up there and Basilio and found a seam.
Trevor Clark, 5 for 6, no errors on the night. The connection between Costi and Clark is really smooth right now, and that's going to be big for Irvine going forward.
Cameron Costi serving away. Machado will link up with Rogers, who had a 1v1 matchup with Clark and advantage Rogers as he jumps from the backcourt.
Rogers is so skilled. He uses his broad jump there, leaping forward one-on-one like you mentioned, Brian. He can choose to go in area 1 or area 5. He chooses area 1 that time for the kill.
Patterson serves Jokanovic, and that pass is going sideways. William Darcy, an attacking error.
Now we're seeing the passing for UC Irvine start to break down a little. Jokanovic a little bit on his heels, not really in that athletic position. He's got to get a little lower and pass this up to the net.
4 hitting errors for Irvine in this second set. Only 1 in the frame for Ball State. Darcy rockets that one as they go back to him stubbornly, and this time it pans out for the senior.
Darcy does a great job there, patiently waiting to attack. Great pass there from Jokanovic as he goes back to serve.
Andrei Jokanovic. That one at the bottom of the score screen above us, and if it stays on the same side, that's playable.
Fair play. Ball State does a great job keeping their composure, as we're going to get some sweat cleaned up on the Ball State side, but they keep their composure. Basilio does a great job attacking high into the block. Trevor Clark is so far above the net that Basilio just bounces it off his hands, off the back line.
Ball State hit collectively 114 in the first set. They are hitting 500 in the second frame.
Machado going pin to pin right now. Lewis on the right, Basilio and Rogers on the left. And Rogers has really found his rhythm in middle back as well.
At the service line is Ryan Lewis, tagging Jokanovic in serve receive. Darcy got a swing at it, turning and firing. What a score for Savitsky Lin, the 6'7 junior. High alert, a frenetic, ferocious put down.
Savitsky Lin barely has time to transition off the net. Darcy is dug, goes straight up. Machado to Savitsky. Great attack there, really fast in the middle.
Serve at his own 6 for Aiken. High hands, William Darcy, averaging 2.94 kills per set.
Darcy keeps himself off the net there, keeps his shoulders open to the court, does a great job there swinging high off the hands.
Trevor Clark, 5 of 7 with the offering. Savitsky Lin, and a one-handed up from Costi. Machado taking matters into his own hands. A setter digging a setter attack. And the antenna was struck. Ball control issues continue to plague Irvine.
UC Irvine thought they had net, but the down official ruling that they were down on the floor turning away from the net does not constitute a net violation. This should stand with Ball State, as Coach Kniffen will challenge to see exactly where balls when they went into the net.
Our first challenge, that is Chad Zimmerman, our down official. They are Irvine, as you just said, challenging the potential net. Here's the last point.
Ball State definitely in the net, triple block against Darcy, but they're just going to look at when the net occurs, because if Ball State is turning away from the net, that will not be a net violation, which was the call on the court.
So the challenge was successful, meaning you get to keep the challenge. By rule now, each team is allotted 3 challenges going into this match.
As you see here, Brian, Darcy attacks as that ball hit the antenna. Before in the point, though, Ball State goes up with a triple block and they jump into the net in the air. Great challenge by Coach Kniffen, and he knows a thing or two about using his challenge in a great spot in Poly Pavilion.
Yeah, reference to the regional final against UCLA, which completely turned things around, and Irvine ended up winning that one. Back last weekend, Clark misses on the serve. Ball State leading by 4.
Ball State does a great job there. That UC Irvine, they win the challenge and then they give a freebie back to Ball State on the missed serve.
Gosti will tee up Will Darcy. A massive arm swing. He is hitting 280 on the year.
Will Darcy just too big. As long as Costi keeps him off the net, Darcy has all his options open. He's that big and physical, going deep angle that time.
Serving line to Basilio. Machado going on to his second kill. He's got over 90 on the year.
I love so far Machado choosing his moments to attack, and both times he's been successful. 2 for 2 for Machado.
Savitsky Lynn stepping in to serve, number 19 in red. Costi on 2 and a diving, sprawling get from Basilio. Rogers goes inside out, wrist away. Almost like a beach volleyball play there.
Patrick Rogers pulling all the clubs out of the bag, as we see here, out of system. But Rogers goes to the cut shot, 4-4. That's a great play from Patrick Rogers.
Brink from Costi. And a transition opportunity for the Cardinals. A try from long range from Basilio. He started out air-free 4 of 6. He's now had 11 swings, 3 attacking errors.
Basilio cooling off as of late, but he doesn't have to be the star of the show. He just has to do his part, and so far he's done it. As we can see, Ball State with a 17-13 lead.
Brink with the offering. Hitter pattered around, and Goss will concede the free ball. Patterson is denied. Aitken the pancake. Costi will swing away. A maestro in out-of-system situations. Innovative and freelancing at its finest for one of the best to ever do it at his position, Rogers.
Shane Aitken, all-out effort on the pancake. Machado thought he could catch him napping. And then Machado goes to the best outside hitter in the country. Patrick Rogers just sets it down so effortlessly.
Service off target from Machado. Only 1 block in the second set for Irvine after 5 in the second frame. Or excuse me, after 5 in the first frame. Trouble in serve receive. Rogers denied off a bump set. Wasn't really his issue because of the pass, but he does get blocked.
Patrick Rogers has to attack out of system on the right side against a triple block, and UC Irvine camping out for Patrick Rogers on that right side. Not going to be his bread and butter.
This is an Irvine team that in the first round of the NCAA's outblocked the nation's best blocking team, Penn State, 13 to 7.5. And then they out-aced in the regional final the top acing team in the nation, UCLA.
Picking up something on the Ball State side of the net. Micah Goss has to wait his turn as he's now ready to serve.
Too strong. He's got a wicked arm, according to his head coach, David Niffen.
Micah Goss just doesn't snap that one in. Went for a good spot on the court, but Goss, 2 service errors early on here.
Here's Rogers. What will he do with the serve? Options for Costi. Botched it and bobbled it. He had multiple attackers beginning to run their routes and just maybe got in his head a little bit.
Brink passed that one up to the scoreboard, and just so high, Costi lets it go right through his hands. But as a setter, I know Costi's going to come back and he's going to spread the offense out try to side out first ball.
Into the red zone first would be Ball State. Clark, and a case of bettering the ball from Costi. You said it right after the issue with the set. The next point, he serves up or places up some butter.
All you can do as a setter there as Costi is just laugh it off and move on to the next point. He gets a great pass, goes right to Trevor Clark, and it's an easy side out for the Anteaters.
Anteaters are out killing Ball State in the match, 24-22. Costi, big rip into center back. A 31 ball for Patterson. Up-tempo offense, that's what they do, but the execution wasn't there.
Patterson goes straight to his setter. Machado says, that's on me. You can give me the ball right away. That one's on me. I'm going to put the next one in.
Scherer, the recipient of the serve. Rogers attacks the solo block attempt. 1v1 advantage. Rogers, that is his 10th kill already. A 9th straight match into double figures in kills now.
Clark does a great job there on the read, finding Rogers coming out of middle back, but unable to seal that ball down as Rogers able to tool him off out of bounds.
Costi, the run through. Jokanovic, open space, burying that ball in zone 5. There was a miscommunication there and who was supposed to be there.
Jokanovic is going to go high line, whether he's on the right side closer to us or on the left side. That off-speed shot down the line, effective for the Anteaters.
Jokanovic serving away. Aitken runs in with a left hand. Trevor Clark, 7 of 9. He cannot be stopped, even using the non-dominant hand.
Trevor Clark on a mission tonight, trying to push the Anteaters into the national championship match. Shane Aitken creates that play with a great read on the dig.
Jokanovic at Scherer. Savinsky-Lind got it. Savinsky-Lind, excuse me, got it to go. And they're trying to get those middles established.
The more that Ball State establishes their middle front, the more open Patrick Rogers is going to be on the left side and coming out of middle back.
Lewis goes right at Jokanovic. But you know it's coming. But it still continues to happen. The middles are attacking with, I don't want to say ease, but with regularity.
Jokanovic dimes that serve, and Trevor Clark soaring above the block for the kill, his 8th.
Within 2 now would be the Anteaters. Not anymore. A colossal crack from deep for Pat Rogers, thrilling the crowd here in Los Angeles.
The sequence there from Machado goes to Savinsky-Lind 1 point, back to Rogers the next point. Wide open comes the All-American.
A back set for Goss. He brought it and absolutely tattooed that ball, drawing the crowd into an awe.
Costi liked that one right off his right shoulder. Micah Goss audibles to the back one, something that Coach Niffen said he gives his setter Costi the autonomy to switch up the play. Micah Goss calls his back one set and terminates.
And Kiriakou will step in to serve, number 4 in blue. First time we've seen him in the match. As part of the under-21 Canadian national team last year.
Great hybrid serve there.
You get the first touch to Costi. Similar to the attack that turned things around versus UCLA. There was a touch warranted that time at UCLA. The challenge then said there was a touch.
Kiriakou, the Canadian, comes in, gets a great dig. Costi out of system, set to brink as he falls down, able to get the touch off the block. A huge point, gets UC Irvine back in it. Rogers
has hit the weight room. absolutely manhandles that set and brings up set points.
Costi and Goss just come a little too far to the line, and Rogers takes advantage. His vision able to go into the angle on that left side of Micah Goss.
Tyler Wynn back in. Serves Jokanovic. Goss running shotgun there with Costi, and they are in coordination for the kill.
Costi goes into the middle. We've seen down the stretch of the first and second set, Costi is going to find his middles, Clark and Goss, on perfect passes.
Speaking of middles, checking in for the first time, number 13 in blue for Irvine, Beck Weber. Did not play in the first two NCAA matches. Darcy can't handle it. Ball State has eaten the second.
Pat Rogers, if he gets going, attacking-wise, all bets are off. If he can find it from the serving line, Ball State is going to have a huge advantage.
Here's Goss bringing it from the service line, going at Rogers. Off a bump set, that's Darcy, who then falls after taking the attempt. Scherer will have to set the libero. Goss over on one on the dive play. Goss over on one again. Darcy, Brink, outside the antenna. There is no give up from that Irvine team. Relentless offense, though, for Ball State.
All-out effort. Will Darcy, a team-high 6 digs for the Anteaters. He's getting it done, putting his body on the line.
Patrick Rogers. Without an ace, we haven't had any aces in this match so far. That is the 7th service error for Ball State, tied for the same number that Irvine has.
Toss there a little too far out in front for Rogers, unable to snap it down, get that top spin. That's going to make that ball tag the back line instead of going deep.
Machado will run it down. That is a tough set. Finds his man, Ryan Lewis, and those two conspire for the kill.
Jokanovic pulls his hands there, but he'd like to have that one back. Clean set there from Machado against the grain, able to find Lewis one-on-none.
Darcy got the offensive call. On a combo play off the block of Clark and out. Daniel Gunter has checked in, number 10 in red, seeing the floor, and he scores.
Just a freshman from Germany, Gunter does a great job there, making himself available on the back one, and Machado goes to him right away in this third set.
Costi to Clark, and that is just textbook methodical play. Those two have been in tandem quite often tonight.
Costi to Clark, we're going to be saying that for an all night, Brian, as Clark is finding his rhythm. 9 of 11 on the attack side, 6 blocks to go along with it.
Jokanovic at Scherer. Gunter attacks the first team ABCA All-American Shane Aitken, and uses power to overwhelm the redshirt sophomore.
Clark had to wait there in hopes that Rogers is going to come out of the back row on the big. Instead, Machado goes really quick to Gunter for the kill.
Lewis wanted to see that one drop in. It is drifting wide. Ball State, if they win tonight, that would put them at 27 wins on the year, tied for the most wins in a season for the program since 1997. We're seeing service errors traded from both teams.
The service errors are a part of the game in men's volleyball, Brian, but if you're going to float serve or hybrid serve, you really got to put an emphasis on putting the pressure on the other side and getting it in.
Will Basilio goes at Jokanovic. The offense will run through Lewis. The cover from Basilio. Machado taking it on 2. He has this inclination to want to jump up and make a play, but from how far he was from off the net, how hard is the on 2?
Very difficult, especially on a play where you're running after the second contact. Rogers recycles the ball. Machado attacking 8 to 9 feet off the net. Really difficult play there for Lucas Machado, but he's going to pick himself back up. He knows he's got to shake it off, and he can go to Basilio or Rogers now and find a side out here for Ball State.
Will Darcy getting clearance to serve. Tag Scherer. A little bit of a mess up there on the set. But Goss into Gunter, and Gunter has galvanized this Cardinal team in the third frame in a big way.
Gunter has come in and made an instant impact. Basilio attacks inside the 10-foot line, but the up ref ruled he was below the net, and that's why Gunter is able to get that kill for the Cardinals.
Dusty will run the offense through Darcy, beating the block. A vicious line attack for the Australian.
Darcy, 7 kills on 13 swings now. I'd love to see his attempts go up. Costi putting a little more out to the left side of the court. Would love to see him get the right side attack more involved.
Machado will leave it off for Lewis. And they're going to call it a kill. There was a late determination on what happened there. I think they want to challenge whether that ball was in or out. At least that's what Brink is doing, and Coach Niffen agrees.
The line ref called that ball out. The up ref overruled that ruling and ruled that ball in, just barely getting that back line, and now we will see on the challenge.
Both teams still have 3 challenges. Second challenge used in the match. Both for Irvine. They won the first.
Lewis approaching outside the court, really opens himself up there, has a wide range, and my guess is as good as yours, Brian. That might have clipped that back line. It might not have.
Extremely close. So they are looking at a D-ball attack from Lewis to see if it was inside the baseline or out. That's Chad Zimmerman. And says the point will stay as is. So down from 3 challenges to 2 is Coach Niffen's Anteaters.
Coach Niffen risks a challenge there, but it would have tied us up at 6 apiece. Early on here, every point crucial, Brian, especially as we move into the latter stages of the sets. Every point matters.
There he is. Coach Niffen told us before the match his 10-year-old daughter, Sayla, gives him advice on how to prepare for matches. Jokanovic out of system, terminating. That is what he does, the Frenchman.
Jokanovic finds his 7th kill. Would love to see him get back in that rhythm of finding the hands on the block. Goes cross body there, finding the hands of Lewis out of bounds. Basilio looked like he had a shot at that, just trying to do too much. All he's got to do is pop that straight up in the air. Doesn't have to put that tight on the net, just straight up in the middle of the court.
Big energy, big attacker, big serving, does a lot of things that middles can't do. That's what Coach Niffen says about Goss, our server. But he hasn't really found his rhythm from the service line this afternoon.
Goss playing well in the front row and in the back row on defense, just has to be able to get his serve in order to impact the game.
Patrick Rogers has been getting his serve in a lot. Does so again at Aitken. Clark into the block, and that one went just out, nearly was kept in, but Trevor Clark, 10 of 12, north of 800 he is hitting.
Clark is unstoppable, and even when Ball State gets a great touch on the block, Clark tools them. Point Anteaters.
Costi, short arms the serve. He wasn't supposed to be the starting setter for Irvine, but because Aiden Rick got injured, they put him in there, and he's done a sound job all year.
Coach Niffen said Cameron Costi can go play any position on the court. He's that good of a volleyball player, but as a setter, he's really good at dishing it out.
Janovic got the dish, delivers the goods. 8 kills on 17 swings.
Patterson does a great job there on defense getting it up, but Basilio just unable to track it down. But Kosti to Jokanovic on the right side there, a short set. Jokanovic still able to kill.
Machado will leave it off there for Lewis. Brink was the only one blocking, and then it goes off the defense of Aitken.
Brink dives into the angle there in hopes of stopping Lewis, but Lewis attacks more down the line, able to use that left arm of Brink, as you can see here.
Lewis at Aitken. What a pass. Darcy is dug by Rogers. Aitken steps in there. And a short ball sent over. Basilio. The call for Lewis. Brink. The overpass. Kosti options. And who better than to their best attacker all night long? He was playing junior college at San Diego Mesa last year, and now he's 11 of 13 in the Final Four.
Great defense all out. Shane Aitken. I love the short overpass from Will Darcy to pull Ball State out of system before Trevor Clark tools the block out of bounds.
Konovic to set, off of Kosti, 3 blockers up. Ball State, 6th in the nation in blocks per set at 2.5, got to the Irvine attack.
Out of system, Jokanovic thought about attacking that second ball, then Darcy goes up against a triple block, and Machado closes it up and seals the deal for Ball State.
Both teams with 7 blocks in the match. 5 of those coming from Irvine in the first set, and that helped them win the first. Since then, they haven't been what they once were with their blocking.
Machado has really found his groove as a setter, going against the grain a lot to Ryan Lewis to keep the UCI block honest, and then he's finding Patrick Rogers in moments of opportune times for the Cardinals.
Well, Basilio will let it fly. Aitken will set. Darcy exhibiting the firepower, the 6'10 redshirt senior for his 8th put down.
Darcy starting to find his rhythm on the right side. All he needs is a high set off the net, and he can work his way around the block. All he wants, challenging the defense of the 6'9 Ryan Lewis.
Machado try to link up with Lewis. The antenna was struck on the D-ball attack. Point for Irvine.
I like the option there. Machado coming to the backside to Ryan Lewis, but a great pass there from Patrick Rogers. He had a lot of rhythm with that first touch. I expect Machado to find Rogers now.
Machado, the jump set. Looking to go to Gunter. The middle offense hasn't been there all too often, but there have been some bright moments for Gunter, just not that time.
Gunter trying to go thumb down into area 5, just putting it a little bit wide.
A little bit long from William Darcy. Coach Niffen telling us that Darcy, his growth has been in his ability to surrender to the mission to the team. Says he's not the biggest leader, but it's buying in that's really helped the squad.
And as the sole senior on the team, you would expect him to be the leader, but instead he's adapted his play to be able to follow the team's mentality this season.
How do you adapt to Kosti putting one down on 2, his 2nd kill on his 6th attempt?
Both of these setters becoming very offensive as this match has gone on. Kosti and Machado are going to draw the blockers as the match goes on.
Andreas Brink serving away on a combo play. Patrick Rogers, that's his first kill in the 3rd set, so they haven't been able to get it to him as often as they'd like.
Machado is going to remember that, and he might go outside a little more often. Goss jumps with the middle there, Patterson, and leaves Kotze one-on-one with Rogers.
13's on the board. Jokanovic got a piece of the block. That was a speedy serve and well-engineered on the first ball side out for the Anteaters.
Great pass from the Anteaters. Kotze goes long-range set on a very high pass, and it's going over the block. It's a 1.5 blockers up on Jokanovic.
14 serving 13. Goss goes at Rogers. He'll get it right back. They'll refeed him. They blocked him, then he avoids the block, but also avoids the court.
Rogers with
13 Clark versus Penn State in the opening round. Scherer tracks down the serve. Kosti looking the way of Jokanovic. And that one sails off course. Pitter-pattered around. Jokanovic lines up. And touched over by Machado. Scherer, what a great pickup in the cross court. To Rogers, but it's all Scherer, the Brazilian, stepping in for some great defense.
And a great out-of-system set. Ryan Lewis cross-court back set to Patrick Rogers, who swings maybe 50% cross-court off the block, out of bounds, making it look easy.
2 kills of the 14 for our server Rogers in this third set. Another one to the kill count. He is on a scoring spree, Trevor Clark.
And all Ball State can do is go, you know what, next ball, nothing we can do about that. Trevor Clark has been unstoppable for UC Irvine.
Kosti tagging Scherer and serve receive. Jokanovic attacks the block. He's the second Anteater to get to double digits in kills. He's got 10, Clark has 12, and it's a 3-point lead.
Machado left that set a little too far inside for Lewis to attack how he likes, and Jokanovic able to go right back at it. Kosti setting the player who just attacked in Lewis. Great choice there from Kotze.
Marty Canavan, number 15 in red, has subbed in for Ball State.
Great play there, Machado out of the net.
Kosti with all available options. He is human after all. An attacking error. The first of the night ends his error-free streak.
Will Patterson does a great job there. Chaos play for Ball State. Free ball, you would think this is a layup for Trevor Clark, but Patterson does a great job diving to his left, and that's going to be the first time Ball State has stopped Trevor Clark.
That it is. And now they've taken the lead in the block department. 8 for Ball State, 7 for UC Irvine. You see the numbers there. The hit percentage, though, has favored UC Irvine.
UC Irvine staying efficient. Kosti doing a great job distributing the offense, as Marty Canavan has checked in for Ball State on the right side.
Kosti turn it right back to Jokanovic. He is starting to get in an offensive groove.
Against the grain, Cameron Kosti off one leg, puts that ball over his right shoulder, and Jokanovic capitalizes off the block out of bounds. All these pin hitters, Darcy and Jokanovic, starting to find their rhythm.
Machado for Rogers, misses the court, and he is frustrated in himself there, as would be Coach Iandolo of Ball State, who has asked for time.
Just the 4th error for Rogers on the night, but they ran that pick a little closer to the sideline than in the middle of the court, and Rogers goes thumb down attacking area 5. Just not enough room to work with for Rogers. He's got to turn that crossbody into area 1.
The story here for Ball State, this stage of the match.
Crazy, and as we get almost into the red zone of this third set, 19-16, UC Irvine, an ace here. The momentum that would bring could tip the scale one way or another.
Marty Canavan Darcy right back, got rebuked, and Basilio and Gunter were right on it.
I like the choice there for Costi going against the grain to Darcy, but that set just drifts a little bit too tight and limits Darcy's options as he gets blocked right back. Basilio does the damage.
Going completely from one side of the court to the other with the serve. Risky, almost paid off, but didn't.
A lot of room to work with there for Canavan, the new right side attacker for Ball State, but puts it a little wide.
Clark goes at Scherer. Gunter coming in off the bench, well fed from Lucas Machado, his 27th helper.
Gunter 3 for 5 since entering the match. Him and Patterson, Machado just needs to find them on good passes, and the efficiency, the numbers will speak for themselves. They'll get kills.
Costi the cover. And here comes a high ball, and it's a 50-50 one, and it's short in front of Darcy. Didn't have a lot to work with there, and here come the Cardinals. They're within one.
The Cardinals are just doing their job. They're not doing anything special. They're putting some pressure on the Anteaters, and a couple tight sets lately have been able to give the Cardinals an advantage.
Jokanovic giving his team an advantage. There was a touch, and Irvine maintains the lead.
The choice there for Costi is gutsy to go to the back row. Jokanovic, we mentioned, Brian, they don't run that big very often. Jokanovic 2 for 2 tonight, and it's been at big moments for the Anteaters.
Kiriakou steps back in to serve, number 4 in blue. Over on 1. Machado, he loves doing that, and he got an open net, and he thrives.
That free ball comes under the net, and Victor Scherer just slides in so smoothly, and Machado able to get a much better approach than the last time he attacked, and is able to put that one down, bringing us back to a one-point ball game.
Tyler Wint serving away. He's back in. Aitken will step into set. Witt got underneath that one in zone 6. Costi is denied. Patterson was there, standing guard, and it's our first tie since 13 all in the third frame.
It's a great read there by Patterson, leaving his middle blocker, and he's just going to full-on commit on Costi, and it's a great choice. Big momentum swing there for Ball State.
The 5th tie in this third set as well. Brink absolutely tattoos that one. Look out if you're line defense. Canavan.
Brink on perfect momentum there, in perfect rhythm. He goes right down the line. Thunderous boom for the kill.
Beck Weber is back in, number 13 for Irvine. Looks like we're going to see Aiden Schulten as well, potentially coming in. Not quite. We'll head back to the bench. Machado, and he wants an applause, and he'll get so many national championships within a few years of each other.
Everyone is wondering if the prophecy will continue, and Coach Kniffen is looking to end it and put UCI in the national championship match Monday night.
Irvine is led by as many as 4 in this third set. Patterson off Darcy. Wasn't that what you were telling me? Right on cue, I asked you who was going to be the second best attacker or who Ball State needed. You said Patterson.
Patterson has the efficiency, and when you're at 23-22, you can't play any games. You've got to go to the most efficient attacker, and that is going to be Will Patterson if Patrick Rogers is out of the play, and you've got to find someone else besides Rogers. It's 6-on-6, not 1 versus 6.
Ryan Lewis comes in for Canavan. A 1-point score. tied again, 23-all, and here come Ball State. Coach Kniffen has seen enough. He wants a timeout.
Coach Kniffen doesn't challenge, thinks that ball went right out of bounds. Jokanovic with each student athlete, and he's able to recruit the likes of Hilir Heno, Kevin Tilley, Andre Jokanovic to come to UC Irvine, live in Newport Beach, and excel not only as volleyball players, but as people in the community. And UC Irvine 2 points away from a 2-1 lead.
As is Ball State. Machado stepping in to serve. Jokanovic got the call. Back to him again on the reload. And just behind both Patterson and Lewis, they were surprised of it. Set point for the Anteaters.
Jokanovic loves to use the block to his advantage. He does it once, his teammates cover him. He does it a second time, and it drops to the floor. Set point, Anteaters.
Anteaters took the first set 25-19 on a second set point. This is the first for them in the third frame. What a crowd they have brought with them from Orange County. Machado quickly. And a little gap set for Patterson, throws off the Anteater block.
On the gap set there, the 31, Brian, that's a risky set on set point. But Machado trusts Patterson, and Clark able to just put his hands up, and he gets fooled as Coach Kniffen takes his last time out of the third set.
Irvine 24, Ball State 24. Cases in the regional final in that fifth frame against Pepperdine to get Ball State into the Final Four. Trouble in coverage, and the block shows itself again. First lead since 11-10 for Ball State, and they have a set point.
Ball State has weathered the storm. It's a triple block, but so coverable. The ball goes up off the block. That ball is so coverable. UC Irvine is going to remember that play if this set doesn't go their way.
Rogers, 14 kills, only 2 of those in the third set. In the throes of serving. There was a foot fault there. You could see that right foot stepped on the baseline. Point to the Anteaters. They catch a break.
On set point, and all you can do if you're Pat Rogers is shake it off. If I'm him, I'm screaming for a pick from Machado on this play. But 25-all now, Brian.
Yeah, I mentioned that, Pat Rogers. And so it's Costi serving at Rogers. Machado back to Lewis, off the body of Patterson and back in. Jokanovic is scooped up by Scherer. Basilio had to hit that one with the ball coming over the shoulder in tight quarters. Point and a lead and a set point for Irvine.
Tough play there for Basilio, but similarly to Costi last set, you got to shake that off. Next point, set point for the Anteaters. Machado chose to come to the backside to Lewis instead of Rogers out of the back row there too.
What a get from Rogers as he somersaults to get the first touch. Jokanovic beckoning on the crowd, loving life right now. He is. He's got the set clinching kill, but hold on. A challenge called by Ball State. What are they looking at?
I believe Coach Iandolo thought that UC Irvine was in the net on a previous exchange in that point, which would give Ball State the point and extend this second set.
Coach Iandolo right there. First challenge that he has used tonight. So this sort of brings up memories of Irvine versus UCLA from the regional final. A little bit different in where we are in the match, but in the set, Irvine thinks they have won the set. Not the match, like UCLA did in the regional final, but then comes the challenge. It overturned and helped UCLA, or excuse me, helped UC Irvine over UCLA in the regional final. Could this challenge take a set clinching kill away from Irvine? And it's not. Chad Zip, a spot in the national championship for Monday is on the line. As we start the fourth with an ace, none other than Pat Rogers.
Pat Rogers has been ripping it from the service line all day, and he pulls the string, able to put that in front of Brink, who just can't keep it off the floor.
We're gonna wipe some sweat off the court. Pat Rogers, only his 5th year of playing competitive volleyball. Coach telling us, Coach Iandolo, that Rogers just, even though only 5 years, he's really instinctive, and the elite reception skills oftentimes don't get recognized enough. Rogers, and this has happened twice. Foot fault. How does that happen?
He's just not measuring the run-up. He's got to go a little farther back or toss a little bit farther off the end line, aggressive from the service line.
Cameron Costi serves at Rogers. Celio touches that one on the way down. Lewis takes on a double block. Aitken in retreat mode. Darcy, the safety valve. Aitken is fired up as he got Darcy something to work with.
That's a huge point for UC Irvine. Costi will get to serve twice. Darcy does a great job with his eye work blocking. Finally gets his chance to attack, just steps close and gets that one inside the block and down.
Rogers getting picked on in serve receive. Costi, Aitken, and a free ball. Rogers is going to make Irvine pay off the free ball.
Great offense there, Lucas Machado. That set is so fast to Patrick Rogers on the Bic. Aitken layout save, but a free ball is going to be Patrick Rogers' bread and butter, running that right off of Gunter. Easy kill for Patrick Rogers. Expect Machado to really go after him in this 4th set.
Will Patterson is waiting to serve. 7 of 13, hitting .462. 7 blocks as well for number 21 in red. Jokanovic, the roll shot. He had the 3rd set clinching kill and a change of pace, and he's told to knock it off. Sergio Gonzalez, our first referee for the extracurricular activity there.
I think they should just let him play. Jokanovic, the finesse on this shot is crazy. He knows a middle blocker is playing defense in the back row, and perfect time for that shot.
Hands from Basilio. Brink catches cable, misses the court. It's been a rather quiet night, relatively speaking, for Brink on his 2nd attacking error on 24 swings.
Just 7 kills to show for it, but Darcy does a great job there getting a touch on the block. Costi, I would have fed the big man on the right side on that play.
40 assists now for Costi.
The decision to go right back to Brink after he errs is what makes Brink have so much confidence in Costi to give him the rock, especially as back and forth as that 3rd set was, nail-biting close.
They will look Lewis's way. He dispatched it. And that one well too long off the back set.
Quick set there from Machado on the backside D-ball, but Lewis just gets underneath it, can't put any topspin on it.
Fighting it through, Micah Goss's block marginally, narrowly does that, is Rogers.
We've seen the Anteaters put their hands over their face countless times tonight. They know they're so close from so many big plays.
Basilio started out strong. He serves. 5 kills on the night. Scherer popping one up. Jokanovic taking flight. Tied for 16 kills, the most in the match with Rogers again.
Jokanovic calls his own number, but Kosti is the person to thank on that one. Puts it right on the money, and Jokanovic detonates for a big kill.
Number 10 in red, Gunter has come in for Coach Iandolo. What do you think that might do? Gunter had a good stretch earlier in the match.
Gunter is swinging 400. Just the attempts have to go up if he wants to kill the ball. Service error there from Will Darcy, but if Machado can establish Patterson and Gunter early in this 4th set, it's going to make the pins a lot more open for Rogers, for Basilio, for Lewis.
Gunter, the freshman from Germany. Off the tape, it works unconventionally. Second ace for Ball State.
We go 3 sets, no aces. In the first 12 points of set 4, we have 2 aces, and Ball State gets a little lucky off the tape for that one.
Look at that reaction from Gunter. Changes it up with the serve. Bring it out. A laser beam was Andreas Brink.
Kosti doing a real good job of seeing the block. Patterson half jumps with the middle. Brink one-on-one on the pin, straight to the floor.
Andreas Brink goes at Scherer. Comes off of his platform awkwardly. Couple of quick touches for the Anteaters. Rogers high hands. Quick to Goss, and the cover from Jokanovic. This ball's tight. Jokanovic stopped in his tracks. The block was there, sending it back out of system, but Coach Niffen has aspirations of thinking he can turn this point around. He has called for a challenge.
Kosti in a really good rhythm going to that left side pin, no matter if it's Jokanovic or Brink. But he's got to remember he has Will Darcy on the right side, and he's got to utilize him, especially in these long rallies. He would have been one-on-one right here as Machado gets his 3rd block on the day.
They're challenging a net violation. That is what is at stake here. Ball State, they are into the NCAA tournament for a 17th time. They have never made it past the NCAA semifinals. They are 0-16. What this would mean, although it's going to be a lot of work because they're going to have to come down 2-1, but what it would mean for a breakthrough, Irvine certainly has other ideas. Challenge rescinded. Coach Niffen loses his 2nd challenge, so he has only 1 left. He's won 1, he's lost 2. 3 total he's called. 7's on the board. Machado, the Brazilian, serving. Micah Goss off a pogo stick.
Goss is reaching way above the antenna. Kosti doing a great job locating him. Look at how high that quick set in the middle is. Really hard to stop. Ball State runs their middle so fast that they haven't seen a middle attack that slow all season.
Number 7 in blue, that's Goss serving and putting out of system the Cardinals. But cleanup work and getting things to go his way is Patrick Rogers. 17 kills. That's the most out of anybody in the match.
Rogers tools the block with ease, but Micah Goss has found his rhythm from the service line. He's putting great pressure on the Ball State passers.
Ball State's last win over UC Irvine, a 5-setter in 2016, 10 years ago. Trevor Clark, he's been a big story for Irvine. 13 of 16, Mr. Efficient out of the middle.
Costi walks off the net like, yeah, I know we just did that, and I know they cannot stop it. He's got that kind of swagger, that kind of confidence going for him right now.
Speaking of Costi, he serves at Rogers, who gets it on a combination play to reflex-like touches and a free ball. Not the cleanest of swings, but it works for number 21 in red, Will Patterson.
It works. Costi pinched in there a little on defense. A quick set off the net. Machado has a lot of confidence in Patterson, and I would love to see that continue.
Will Patterson coming off a career night against Pepperdine, 11 kills. Darcy, and they're coming over on the other side underneath the net, and that is outside the antenna. Darcy will get the kill there, but not without some heart and hustle from Ball State.
Ball State gonna track down every ball till it hits the floor, but Darcy just too hot to handle off the platform, out of bounds.
Machado into the middle. Gunter quickly gesturing that there was a touch.
His fourth kill on the night. Gunter has stepped in the middle and been very efficient, swinging up over 600 now on the day.
As a team, Ball State is at 202, which is well below their season average, which is close to 400. Marty Canavan steps in and airs from the service line, the 12th service error for the Cardinals.
The right side attack for the Cardinals has not been efficient. Ryan Lewis subbed off the floor, hitting 0, and Canavan missing that serve.
Gunter not missing an opportunity to feast out of the middle. 5 of 7 he goes.
Rinse and repeat. Machado to Gunter. They've been developing that chemistry all year, and now Gunter subbed in the middle of a national semifinal match, and it's paying off.
Andreas Brink from Costi. They served at Aiken, and things in rhythm from the jump for the Anteaters in serve receive.
Aiken just makes it look so easy, passing the ball right where Costi wants it almost every time. And when you're a setter like Costi, who has all 4 options, it just makes it so easy to find Brink one-on-one on the left.
Joust won by Goss. Machado wants interference. Costi looking Brink's way off of Canavan, but Goss up there wrecking havoc atop the twine to give his team a chance.
Machado brings his block a little inside, and Brink.
ESPN Plus, Hawaii versus Long Beach State, playing for a spot in Monday's national championship, which can be seen on ESPN2. William Darcy serving for the Anteaters. Machado going on to his 4th kill as the setter tonight.
Right out of the timeout. Great decision. Lucas Machado running into area 4, just swipes that one down with his left hand, his dominant hand. Great play by the setter.
Gunter serving, coming up short there. You look at the numbers. Ball State is out-blocking UC Irvine 12-8, but that's a bit deceiving.
Cameron Costi on this right pin has been tasked with blocking Patrick Rogers all night. He's been creating great touches, and his teammates have been transitioning off the net and attacking extremely well in transition.
Trying to attack there was Will Patterson off the 31 ball, misses the mark, and the lead balloons to 4.
Just the 2nd error for Patterson on the night, as we'll see Ryan Lewis check back into the game, as Ball State needs a right side attack to spread it out, take some of the pressure off Patrick Rogers.
Ryan Lewis, as you said, one of our starters, but coming in from off the bench now. A high ball for
One smart attack from the All-American.
Irvine winning sets 1 and 3. Ball State, the second frame. Jokanovic plays it off the loop.
Those digs into kills, and that's why they have a 4-point advantage here in the fourth.
The numbers, UCI, the more dominant offensive team just by the hitting percentage, by the kills, and even out digging Ball State by 10, despite getting outblocked.
Keeping balls alive and converting them into kills efficiently, something Ball State has struggled with here today.
Micah Goss, number 7 in blue, serves at Rogers, who has been pinpointed in serve receive all night long. What happened there?
Machado, a back row setter. Jokanovic, a high IQ play. All he has to do is touch that ball on the plane of the net, and it's a point for the Anteaters as we get a good look at it here. Micah Goss heating up from the service line. Rogers with the overpass. As soon as Jokanovic and Machado touch the ball, it's point Anteaters.
Micah Goss, 5 of 8, hitting .500. Rogers absolutely annihilates that set.
Rogers comes in on the back too, a great pass. Machado just goes right off his backside. Rogers detonates into the angle.
Patrick Rogers, second in the nation this year in kills on the season. It's Clark running into a strong block touch. Off the net goes Jokanovic.
Out of system.
Aiken Darcy froze, and Costi was too far away for that second touch.
I said out of system, but just how they drew it off. Rogers comes in on the second touch and swings, catches UC Irvine a little off guard. As we see, they get 2 blocks up, but Aiken thought Darcy was going to step in for it.
We haven't seen a whole lot of subbing from Irvine comparatively to Ball State.
Coach Kniffen is going to go with what has worked all year long. He's going to play the numbers. These 6 players have been the most efficient, 7, including Micah Goss on the bench.
Letting one slip away is Rogers.
And at 19-15, Brian, that might be the last time Rogers goes back to serve. We saw him footfall late in the third, and now a missed serve late in the fourth.
He has footfaulted twice. Remember, in the regional final, he had back-to-back aces. Costi has the first ace for Irvine in the match, and it comes late in the fourth set.
Timely ace, Cameron Costi, a baller, according to Coach Kniffen. Dials up the ace, goes right after the libero.
Lewis, Costi getting underneath it. Clark on 2. Kept it in. And he's pointing to his head there afterwards, and he's getting the love from Darcy.
Such a smart play by Clark, turning and attacking. A missed hit, but it might have worked out. He swung maybe 50% and might have tagged the back line. Rogers playing so shallow in transition. I think that ball's in, Brian.
Well, that's what they're going to be looking at here.
Quick review here,
yeah,
too.
I was going to say, not taking very long. It was good. Despite using the challenge, that ball was in for Trevor Clark, and he has been shining. He has been such a catalyst for Irvine tonight.
Trevor Clark playing phenomenal volleyball on the biggest stage as Costi goes back to serve.
Working it quick to Patterson to beat the block.
Speaking with Coach Iandolo, he loves that set, even on a medium pass. Semi-in system, Machado, a gutsy decision to go to the middle, and Patterson, who's over 500 on the night.
Trouble with the pass, and Gunter says, I'll take that. He capitalizes.
That's what they need. Ball State putting some service pressure on the Anteaters. Brink just trying to do a little too much, swinging his arms. Puts an overpass, easy kill for Gunter.
Darcy got an easy kill. He's in the double figures. One of 3 Anteaters, double figures in kills.
Costi fading away on this ball, goes high and away to Darcy, who goes OTT on Ryan Lewis.
UC Irvine in as an at-large bid. What a reflex there from Machado. To Lewis. Snapped it in to zone 1. Tough shot, buries the ball deep.
Machado does a great job just keeping that ball alive off the tape. Rogers sets out of system to Lewis, who has a great swing into the deep corner. Another overpass from Irvine.
Machado and then Aitken getting a paw on it. Andreas Brink. 2 points away, Irvine is from advancing.
Andreas Brink had a hot start and then he cooled off a little bit. But here comes the Danish outside hitter doing a great job against a triple block high into the angle. Patrick Rogers can't handle it on the back line.
That one 50-50. Machado meeting the blocker at the summit, and he works around it for the score.
Crafty play there by the Brazilian setter. Left-handed dump to area 4 off the block. Great job there. He had to feel where that block was in order to tool it for the point. 23-19 UC Irvine.
Costi to Darcy, off of Scherer. William Darcy brings up a slew of match points for Irvine.
4 UC Irvine attackers in double digits. A double-double on the day for Darcy, his first of the season when it matters most, and he's getting the Anteater faithful rowdy. Match point, UC Irvine.
Kiriakou serving, he subs in, number 4 in blue. Trouble with the serve. Rogers is denied. Anteater pride on a high. UCI stunning the top offensive team in the nation. To the national championship match they go.
Brink, Goss, and Costi combine on a massive triple block. UC Irvine will play for a national championship on Monday night for